Welcome to Fortnite Origins, where I'll be covering certain topics such as characters, factions, and realities. And one of the most notable factions I'll be covering are those from the Imagined Order, the Last Reality, and the Seven. When it comes to Fortnite Origins, I present obvious evidence to cover most of my claims, as well as something that is from the past, present, and future, and also from major chapters such as Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and currently Chapter 7. So sit back, relax, and to all my loopers out here, let's learn some lore. What I have here in my locker is the founder and leader of the Seven. This is the Foundation. The Foundation has a very valid story when it comes to the Fortnite storyline. And not only that, he is allegedly the friend of Geno and possibly one of the many co-founders of the Imagined Order back in the day, where he starts breaking away with Geno and becoming the founder and leader of the Seven by recruiting 6 other members. There are many secrets about the Foundation that nobody even knows about, or they already know about if they play Fortnite Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. If you take a look, he looks like someone similar. We already know who that is. Despite The Rock actually plays a huge persona for the Foundation as his own character, similar to Black Adam, Maui from Moana, Luke Hobbs in Fast and Furious, Ray Gaines from San Andreas, Dr. Smolder Bravestone from Jumanji, and all these other characters that you think of when you watch those movies. And the Foundation is one of those characters that are very iconic. And it's not only one of the strongest, but presumed to have immortality. But there's a lot more questions and answers when it comes to the Foundation and his history, and what happened to him right now, and what could have he done better throughout these chapters. Especially when it comes to his former friendships with Geno, studying in a loop for a very long time back in Reality Zero, since he is native to Reality Zero and has a massive family, technically based on Samoan history. Because mind you, The Rock is Samoan, and it gives all of that elements to Fortnite. And there's a lot I want to talk about the Foundation, as much as how I talked about Geno, Dark Voyager, and the others we already know. And let's get to it. In the very beginning, The Rock participated in WWE in the United States, where he went on to become one of the... Wait, hold up, that's the wrong script. Hold on, backtrack, hold on. My apologies, guys, this is the wrong script, but let's start over. In the very beginning, we are at Reality Zero, the first ever reality to be created by the 0 point after the Big Bang. And here in the island, which is codenamed Athena, named after the goddess of wisdom, is the Foundation. In the very beginning, the Foundation is nothing special. He's just this regular guy who is this civilian and native to his own island. He allegedly has an immediate family, and way before the Imagined Order was even a thing. Just like how Geno believes in like an orb of energy that created everything, so did the Foundation, and the Foundation wants to discover if this is actually real, and this is yet to be true, if that thing actually caused the creation of the island. Which is why I like how Geno and the Foundation's ideologies like these, even when they were friends, are actually the same but different. It all changed that out of nowhere, even before Chapter 1 even started. A guy with black hair and a white strip with medieval-like armor came to the island and befriended the bald guy. Okay, why did I call bald guy? I mean The Rock. And he introduced himself as Geno. And Geno used to be the leader of the Oathbound, and he left because of the rebellion that people went against Geno. And it's allegedly that the Foundation and Geno became friends, and they share their opinions about the orb that they both believe in. And it's gotten to the point that Geno has made other friends, which created via Inner Circle. And I'm gonna give the characters right now about this whole original Inner Circle way before Fortnite was even a thing, guys. So we have Geno, the Foundation, Dr. Sloan, Gunner, Midas, and Geno's 2 recently created daughters, the Imagined and the Order. And both consist of the original Inner Circle for the Imagined Order when it was first created. And it just so happens that, just like how I talked about in my last video, I'm gonna say it again. They have allegedly went into Loot Lake, where they dig up the lake and they found the vault. They were able to open the vault and they found the 0 point. The Foundation, Geno, and many others had studied the Zero Point for a very long time, as the Foundation claims to. It has a lot of knowledge about it. And just like the Foundation, Geno, even before he discovered the Zero Point, also had knowledge about it, despite that he has never seen something like this before. And this is where the beginnings of the Imagined Order came to a massive rise. And let me tell you something, guys. Despite that it's not confirmed, it's basically just allegedly because, you know, the Imagined Order has been around for thousands of years, and the Foundation became the leader of the Seven when he opposed the Imagined Order because of the 22-minute loop. But yes, thousands of years after the Imagined Order was created, the Foundation was allegedly part of the island management team, just like Dr. Sloan. And the reason why the Foundation hasn't aged that much, despite that he still kept his young self, it's because he secretly has immortality that was given by Geno, where he was able to recombinate his genes in a way and receive permanent immortality, meaning he cannot die. Which proves why the Foundation is still alive, where I'll talk about this near the end of this video, as of Chapter 7. But yeah, let's continue in pre-Chapter 1 times. The Foundation's orders given by Geno is to make sure to keep an eye on the island way above, as Geno operates in the bridge which he recently built to keep the Zero Point safe. And above the bridge is the vault itself, where we saw that in Chapter 1 Season 8 live event, that's where the Zero Point's placed in. And right here is a desk where the Singularity, who also recently joined the Imagined Order, sometime after the Foundation joined, was able to sit in the desk to make sure the Zero Point is not even tampered with. And meanwhile, the Rock is actually patrolling above Athena Island, making sure that no threats like the Last Reality ever come here. Because one of the reasons why the Imagined Order formed in the first place is because of threats from the Last Reality, as we saw what happened when the Last Reality invaded the Save the World Island and destroyed numerous other realities under the leadership of the evil Cube King. And another reason why the Imagined Order formed in the first place is to create a massive, perfect civilization that will keep the lives of everyone across the Omniverse safe and secure. But then that all changed when the 22-minute loop began to appear. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. This is where the Foundation begins to form the Seven. And I'm gonna explain this in a way, even though it's not confirmed and it could have been like true, I assuming, guys, because nothing much is heard about the Foundation's past in Reality Zero, even before and during the days of the Imagined Order, when he used to be part of the island management team of the Imagined Order. But I'll explain this the best way I can and just give it like this hypothetical story of what happened here. This day was just any normal day in the Imagined Order. The Foundation's in the island, patrolling the island, making sure everything's safe, and the loop was normal. But then a problem arose towards the Foundation. You see, while Geno is throwing the sisters into the Zero Point and made stronger snapshots replacing them both, the Foundation noticed something wrong with the loop, and it's closing in very fast. And the native inhabitants of the Reality Zero are in extreme total danger, as unfortunately, this would change the Foundation's life forever. The loop began to close in more and more, killing a lot. And it turns out the Foundation, at the very end, as the loop closes, it was actually a storm. And at first, the Foundation thought it was the Last Reality tampering with the loop and it spawning the storm, which happened and saved the world. But that couldn't be further for the truth, as the Foundation realized that he is the only one standing. He is the only one standing in this island, still alive, and he realized something was wrong. The 22-minute loop resetted, which warped the Foundation's memories. But it's still not enough to the point that it wasn't even stronger yet. This was only just the beginning stages of the loop that Geno tested, because Geno, when he created the 22-minute loop, alongside of Dr. Sloan, Gutter, Midas, and all, it was a massive test. And this is where we get Fortnite Battle Royale, guys. And remember, Fortnite Battle Royale was not just any game mode. Fortnite Battle Royale is a huge example on how a tyrannical government will go on and use people as experiments. And when they conduct this experiment, they recorded it and they make final conclusions on what happens over here. And Geno conducted this massive experiment of testing the 22-minute loop and it actually worked, and it killed a lot, which did not survive. The Foundation, heartbroken and angered, allegedly went to the bridge and confronted Geno about this whole situation. And Geno told the Foundation about the 22-minute loop he created, and this angered the Foundation so much that this is the beginning where friendship comes to a brutal end. Whereas the Foundation, alongside of the imagined Any Order, as they told the Foundation what happened and the snapshots were created at the exact same time, this is where the Seven takes to a very beginning. It started a major conflict that will not only last until Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2. The Foundation, the Imagined, the Order, along with 3 new people, the Scientist, the Visitor, and the Paradigm, who she is from Reality 659, joined with the Foundation. And alongside is a new visitor. It turns out to be some sort of alien. But this is not just any ordinary alien. This guy is named the Cube King. But then, it's revealed that the Cube King deflected to the Seven for a very big reason, which is why he became the last member to join. You see, just like how I talked about in the last video, it's revealed that Geno has another reality called Reality 266 where he rules there. And this is where the 2 locations I mentioned before, Inner Loop Labs and Classified Canyon, are both Imagined Order bases, where in Inner Loop Labs they control the loop over there using the collider using 0 point energy, and Classified Canyon is where they do some various UFO sightings, where they saw the Cube's cradle and the other motherships flying above there during their usual work to destroy realities. And it's appeared that the Origin, who once was the Cube King, abdicated himself from the last reality and escaped. And it turns out that Geno and his forces were able to capture the Origin and put him in prison. But then sometime after that, he was able to break free through his song.
This insanity. My man was cornered, there was no way out. So we found another angle, one they wouldn't doubt. He tricked the eye, oh they said he sold out. But he was just plotting while looking about. He burned them fast, then he made his escape. Found his own way and then his plans took shape. The Seven found him and extended a hand. And now all the loopers follow his command.
After he broke free from prison, he was able to use some type of 0 point energy that was still in the loop to transport himself to Reality 0 in a quick traversal. And this is where Geno's fears became a massive reality, as not only the Foundation, his former best friend, betrayed him, but also he is standing with the Cube King, who creates corruption cubes and served orders under the Nothing to destroy all realities, including Reality 0, are now allies against Geno, and Geno feared that so much that he escaped to Reality 266 or some other reality to be safe from the Seven. And it's gotten to the point it leads to the hugest beginnings of the Fortnite storyline as a whole, with the Foundation and the Seven rebelling against the Imagined Order within Reality 0. And it's gotten to the point that this unseen war was so going on that it's like almost similar to that as if like in Chapter 3 Season 2 that we saw the war between the Seven and the Imagined Order, which means that in this chapter and season is a repeat for this previous war that happened 1,000 years before Fortnite even began, as the Seven's plans on freeing the 0 point and destroying the loop, and even making sure that people get a much more better life other than the Imagined Order's tyrannical options of creating a 22-minute loop, and now making most of the loopers slaves under the Imagined Order's experiments. And this is where the Foundation's heroic actions took a turn.